大家好，我是用中文教法语的乐乐老师。很多中国朋友跟我说，光听我说话看不到我的脸，还以为我是东北人。我可是一个实实在在的法国人呢。Hello, my name is Clarisse. I'm the founder of Arcades. We're doing some outdoor historical activities in Shanghai, and today you're gonna hear my story. Well, success is not making a lot of money. It's to, well, first to do the things you want to do and be happy with it. Like for me, my success is that I opened a company. I can live with like this company. I can have money from the company, and I can work with the people I like, my friends. Especially, I can also organize my time, be like kind of free when I want to be free. I can have animals in my office. Like this is for me success, because this is the ideal life that I want, to be free and do what I want. Yeah, so in the future, well, first, even before the tourism market start again, I guess we will probably develop some new cities in China, maybe like Beijing, or we don't really know yet, but develop some new cities. Maybe not has many products that we have here, but maybe like one or two experiences in like some key cities in China. That's like what we want to do for 2022, like this year. And in a larger scale, when the tourism market will come back, like the tourists will come back to China, well, of course we want to catch them, right? So we already have some contacts with tourism agencies abroad, just waiting for them to start again and waiting for all the countries to reopen their borders. But the good part is that because now we have the local clients, the people living in Shanghai or living in China, so we developed many different products so they can have a wide choices. But when the customers from abroad will come back, well, most of them, they will just stay in Shanghai for a couple of days. They will maybe do one experience or two experiences, and they will maybe do some more classical things like the former French Concession or the Bunds, this kind of experiences. And we already have it. So when they will come here, well, we already have what they want and even more fun, different. Like we have 15 city walks. We have 4 mystery hunts. We have some other different stuff. We have some treasure hunts. We have many different activities. So they have a very huge catalog. They can just pick what they want. The only thing we will need to prepare definitely is to train more people to do the tours, because now we don't have that much people that can do it because we don't really need it. But when we will feel that maybe it will open soon, well, we'll need to spend more time on training for sure. I don't know. I'm not sure I really want to have investors, or, well, we have some investors, but they are all either family or friends. Because that's also one thing I really like by opening my own company, is that I can work with the people I like. So most of the people working with me now, they're friends or family or people that I know for quite a long time, and we already understand each other. We don't need to really take a long time to explain things, and it's the same for investors. So, well, I'm quite open to investments, but mostly from the people I know. I don't want someone or a big company or that I don't know. I don't know the idea they have behind investing us. I think I'm not ready for that. Well, first is to have an idea and to be very confident that this idea can work. This is the first thing you need, because if you don't have the idea, what do you do? Like you cannot open a company. So first, having an idea. Then second, trying to find like how to develop it, especially like maybe find some people that can help you to do it, some other companies or some friends or some relations that maybe could help you. Don't stay like by your own, doing something like by your own, because it won't work, or it will work but not as fast as it could, or not as good as it could. So having like people, entourage, like around you that can help you. Also, one idea that almost stopped me from like starting my own company was I don't know why I thought that you need to be rich to open a company. That was an idea that I had. Well, you don't need, so don't need to be rich, don't need to have like a lot of money. Well, of course it depends on the business you want to do. If you want to do a business that needs a lot of like investment and money, well, maybe you need to be rich. But if you just want to start a small business, a small company, you don't really need a lot of equipment, a lot of stuff. You don't need to have a lot of money at the beginning. Yeah, that's it. No, I think you can open a company at like any ages, especially. Well, I will still recommend people first maybe to study at university, maybe bachelor degree or master degree, have some maybe basic information about like the business they want, like the industry, that will always help. But then I'm not sure you really need to have experience for years and years to open a company. I think like you can open at like any age, yeah. Well, I love Shanghai. The Shanghai is such an amazing city because you have everything in one city, which is quite amazing. I never found that in any other city in the world. So you have like history, a lot of like historical buildings, many like interesting stories behind these buildings. You also have very modern neighborhoods with like financial districts, all these kind of things. But you also have the little lanes where like it's like in a village, and then you move to a metro station with 20 exits and people running everywhere. So it's like it's really very dynamic and interesting city. And to open a business, I think it's the best kind of city you can find, because you can find quiet places, dynamic places. You can find a lot of competitors, which I think is very good. Like when you want to open a business, it's good to have competitors, because if you are opening a business and nobody have done this before, well, you're not sure if it will work or not. If you already have competitors, you can also try to see what they're doing, how they're doing. So in Shanghai, well, you can be sure that you will always have competitors, and maybe new competitors every day. And also you will also, of course, have customers, because there is so many people living in Shanghai, so many different kinds of people with different kinds of needs. So I think if someone opens a business and it's not working in Shanghai, the main problem is the idea at the origin. It's not the place or the customers. It's like the idea is not ready yet. But I think almost all kind of businesses can work in Shanghai. I think it's super friendly. I think something really amazing in Shanghai, like because I'm working, I would say most of our business is during weekends. So during weekdays, sometimes I'm going to find some new places. I'm going like outside on the streets, and I see many people outside on the streets, and I'm thinking always like, what are these people doing for living, right? And by chatting with a lot of them, they're entrepreneurs, and they're just going to grab some coffee. They're also working to get some more inspiration and stuff. So there's many Chinese and foreign entrepreneurs in Shanghai, and many places where you can find them. Also many like groups of like discussion where you can like get to know more entrepreneurs, help each other. It's a very friendly place to open a company. I was approached by one like this kind of incubator or company or organization, but actually the thing they were offering, we already had it. So I just told them maybe go to help some beginners because we already have the basic ideas. We already have this, so maybe we can also help some others, but we don't really need that. But at the beginning, yeah, we were not helped by, well, we were helped by some friends and some like friends from other companies, but not really from incubators, organization or stuff. But that will be nice, I think. The fun thing is that, so we are two working full-time at Arcade. The other person, she's Chinese. She's not Shanghainese, she's from Dongbei, so the northeast part of China. And each time I'm saying that, especially to our foreign customers, they are just like, oh, so it's easy for you because you open the company with a Chinese person. Actually, well, I'm doing all the administration, I'm doing all the financial parts, I'm also doing all the research parts. That's why I say speaking Chinese is really an asset because it will help you to do like all the things that you cannot if you're not speaking Chinese. So for the historical things, yeah, main thing is research, reading a lot, mainly in Chinese, research on internet, on books, on newspapers, archives, and the other key point is speaking to the local people, especially going to the place you want to know more about, asking the people living in this place, because most of the historical buildings in Shanghai, now you have people living there. And well, some of them know, some of them like don't really know, but you should ask, like you can ask, do you know the history of the house? Who was living here before? Why? Can you maybe show me around some like interesting details? And that's how I could understand Shanghainese, but I cannot really speak. I think it's an asset. Speaking Chinese is an asset, but you don't have to. The main thing is also your attitude towards like China, Shanghai, or like Chinese people in general, or Chinese culture in general. If you are friendly with the people, even if you don't really speak Chinese, but you're friendly, it seems that you want to know more about them, about their story, about like the place where they live or things like that. Well, the people will be friendly as well to you, right? Because most of the people, no matter Chinese or foreigners, most of the people are friendly if you're friendly to them. So attitude, respect of the culture, of like, you respect my culture, I respect your culture, we can learn from each other. This is also like very important if you speak Chinese, yeah, it's perfect. If you don't speak Chinese, at least having this attitude, showing respect, interests in the culture and also in the language, in the history, and the people will be happy to share. I would say just good organization of the time. Like I can be super busy for a week, just working every day from maybe 9 to 9 or even like later on in the evening. But then I can be quite like more free the week after, have more time to go out to find some new places. So just organization, and also, I don't know why, but like working for me, it's a lot of pressure because you are the brand, right? You represent the brand, and if anything happen, you're saying something bad or you're doing something bad, well, the people they will know that it's you and you present your brand. But actually, it's also it's less stressful than to work for me, it's less stressful than to work for someone else. Because when you're working for someone else, I was always like giving me a lot of pressure because I was representing his brand or her brand. And if I was doing something bad, then like he will have bad reputation and his brand will have bad reputation. And it will be because of me. But now for my company, if something happened, well, it never happened before, but we don't know. Well, it's my fault and I cannot blame anyone for that. So I should like control the stress and do the things right because it's just like for me and the friends working for me. The main thing is that during my free time, I have the bad habit to do things linked to work because my work is tourism. Tourism is something you do during your free time. So when I have free time, I also like go around, find some new things, right? So it's always linked with it. Even if I'm just going to walk the dog, I will still find a beautiful house and try to understand who was living here and why and when and stuff. But I don't feel it's working. And I think it's the same for almost everyone. Like if you're a photographer, you will take pictures also during your free time. So I always say the thing I love the most is walking around, find new places, also going skating, walking my dog, meeting some friends to have nice food. Shanghai is a good place for food, indeed. And wow, when it's possible, when COVID is not too bad, traveling around in other parts of China because well, I love China.